is a basic instruction video for raking glass and is intended for people who already have some knowledge of glass fusing. Whether you design your work from new materials or rework an existing piece, the recommended minimum thickness of glass is 9mm. This is because anything thinner can easily be pulled and lifted off the shelf with the raking tool. Air will then become trapped between the shelf and the glass, resulting in craters forming. Also, the raking tool can often penetrate through thinner molten glass and drag the thin fire paper into the glass itself. Quite often, thicker works are easier to rake and also allow for more design creativity. Make sure all the glass you use has the same COE, as this becomes more crucial the higher the firing temperature is. All glass used in this demonstration is bullseye. Be careful what colours you use. Reds, for instance, can quite often turn muddy brown at high temperatures due to changes in their pigmentation. It is wise to check with the manufacturer how the colours you have selected will react above 900 degrees centigrade. Because raking glass requires the kiln to be opened at a temperature exceeding 900 degrees centigrade, safety is paramount. You will require full heat-resistant clothing such as a chrome leather apron and jacket, steel toe-cap boots, a pair of foundry gloves and a full-face welding head shield. Without the use of safety clothing, you will cause serious injury to yourself. The kiln and kiln shelf. The type of kiln which lends itself best for raking is a side and top opener, which houses the heating elements in the lid. Elements housed in the sides can be very hazardous, as the metal raking tool can come within close proximity of these elements. The kiln shelf is made of cordierite, which has a very low thermal expansion rate and can withstand fast heating and cooling and continual high temperature usage with a minimum of warping, as long as it is well supported and regularly turned. The kiln shelf and hot dams. Because of the required high temperature needed to rake glass, it is important to protect the kiln shelf with both kiln wash and bullseye thin fire paper. Once you have positioned the work onto the kiln shelf, you need to construct a dam around it to constrain the work and prevent the molten glass spreading. At 910 degrees centigrade, glass takes on the consistency of molasses and will flow very easily. The raking action itself will also create an almost slow motion tide effect, which will spread the glass out. It is therefore imperative that a stable dam is built. The dams are made from strips of cordierite which have been cut from an old shelf. They need to be at least 20mm square and secure together. It is important to make the dam fairly robust and secure. If there are loose sections, they invariably become dislodged whilst you are raking. This becomes a big problem because you then have to attempt to reposition the section correctly back into the dam whilst the kiln is at 900 degrees centigrade. If not done quickly, the molten glass will just flow out, causing serious damage. Between the glass and the hot dam internal wall, a strip of 3mm thick fibre paper is fitted. The purpose of this is firstly to ensure the glass does not bond to the dam, and secondly, to allow for expansion. Finally, clean the glass. The firing program. The firing program is basically the same as a standard fusing program, but with an extended hold period at the top end. This hold period will be dependent on how much raking is required. The firing program shown here is tried and tested for 6 to 12mm, but please read the notes. Method and tools for raking. When the kiln is open, the auto safety will trip off the supply to the elements, and obviously heat will escape. The molten glass will rapidly start to cool, which means you will have between 30 to 45 seconds, depending on thickness and size of work, to rake the glass. After this period, the glass will start to solidify. Do not be tempted to try and carry on raking beyond the stated period, because a number of avoidable events can occur. 1. You will pull the work up off the shelf, causing trapped air between the glass and the shelf. 2. Instead of the raking tool gliding through the molten glass, it can become trapped in the rapidly solidifying glass and drag the whole work across the shelf, damaging the formation of the dams. And 3. The raking tool itself can become stuck in the glass. The preferable method is to have a drawn pattern of the design you wish to do, open the kiln with your raking tool ready, and concentrate on one area at a time. After 30 to 45 seconds, close the kiln. The temperature loss can be anything from between 100 to 170 degrees centigrade. Depending on type and size of your kiln, it can take about 20 minutes for the temperature to get back up to 910 degrees centigrade. Therefore, work on the basis of 20 minutes per rake. So, if you intend to do 3 rakes, the hold time you need to set is 1 hour. Raking tools need to be made of steel, preferably stainless. The distance between the rake or comb and the wooden handle needs to be at least 450mm. Any shorter, and your hand will be too close to the molten glass, and even with furnace gauntlets on, it will burn. The type of tool required is personal choice, but the basic single-pointed tool is often best, as it allows you to work in more detail and causes less unwanted disruption or ripples to the work. Upon opening the kiln, start to rake immediately. You must have a preset plan of where you wish to rake, as hesitation is lost time. Make sure you do not let the point of the tool penetrate through all the molten glass, and try to keep a continuous flowing movement where possible. Make sure you pull out the raking tool quickly, so as to prevent it bonding to the glass. As the tool gets hotter, glass will bond to it easier. Finally, when you have completed the raking, allow the kiln to stay at the target temperature for at least 10 minutes to allow the glass to settle, before ramping down. Good luck and enjoy yourself.